sometimes it gets to the point where we have no choice but to change because everything in our life is not the way that we desire it to be. It can be so hard to change these old habits, these behaviors, these perspectives, these mindsets when we've had them for so long. It can get to a point where you're absolutely tired of your life and you're ready to be done with it, in the sense that you're ready for change. Today we're going to talk about change, how you can change your life. And this doesn't just apply to one area. You can use this framework in all areas of your life. If it's relationships, if it's money, if it's health, if it's fitness, any area of life that you want to change, it first starts with these 4 points I'm going to talk about today. These 4 points have come from the book Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. And this book, I've been reading it so far and it's been fantastic. It has some really good gems in it. So we're going to go through how to change your life. Specifically, this book relates to money, but this framework in this book can actually be transferred to any aspect of life. So before we get into how you can actually change your life, let's first discuss how our life has become what it is. What has shaped our life to be the way it is so far. So what has shaped our life to be the way it is at this current moment is through the programming that you have had growing up. There's 3 primary ways that we have been programmed as people: verbal, modeling, and experiences. So when we talk about verbal programming, this is everything we heard growing up, which shaped how we then go on to act. When it comes to modeling programming, this talks to what we saw growing up, our caretakers, our parents, what we saw them modeling things is how we then go on to model them also. The final aspect of programming is experiences. When we've had certain experiences in our lives, they can shape us. If they're very significant incidences, they shape us and they cause us to, from that moment on, act in a certain way. So those are 3 ways that we are programmed as people. And it's so important to understand these 3 ways of programming if we want to change our life. So it's the verbal, what we hear, it's the modeling, what we see, and it's the experiences, what we've actually gone through, that shape how we show up each day and what our habits are, what our attitudes are, what our personality is, what our mindsets are. It all stems from these 3 things. So now that we've discussed how we actually got to where we are today, and how you actually got to the point where you are today, let's talk about how we can now change our life. How can we change our life? How can we become new people after this programming we've had as people? We've had this programming where we've heard things verbally, we've seen things being modeled to us, and we've had experiences. How now can we go on to create better experiences, model better behaviors, and say better things from our own mouths? So, the first step to change is awareness. Becoming aware of what you want to change. Becoming aware of how what you want to change is actually affecting you. So awareness is knowing it exists. For any aspect of life that you want to change, health, money, relationships, it's becoming aware that this aspect of your life needs to be changed. It's becoming aware of how you show up in this aspect of your life so that you can go on to then change it. But first is awareness, becoming conscious. Because a lot of the time, as people, if we are not made conscious, we kind of act like robots. What we've been programmed to do growing up, what we've seen growing up, our experiences shape how we show up, and we just act. We don't really use our brain too much. It does say we only use 5% of our brain. 95% of our brain is the subconscious, and 5% of our brain is the conscious. So every day we act from our subconscious brain, and we just act based on everything we've seen growing up and based on everything that's happened to us. So when we start with awareness, we become aware, we become conscious. That is the ultimate step and the beginning step to changing any part of your life. Awareness, becoming aware of your verbal programming, becoming aware of your modeling, what you've seen growing up, and also becoming aware of the experiences. So this comes through a lot of reflection. So journaling can help with this. Taking time to become aware of what's going on in my life and reflecting on it and realizing, hey, this is an aspect of my life I need to change. If you have an aspect of your life that you've been trying to change, but you just can't seem to change it, or you've hit a block, you've hit a road, you've hit like a wall. You know you need to go back to your programming and reprogram yourself. And so being aware of that is so important, and it really is everything. Like for me, there's many aspects of my life that I'm trying to reprogram right now. My relationships and my money. Those are two bits I'm reprogramming right now. And even when it comes to my physical body, like my health, for so long I thought, oh my God, like I can't get a small waist, I can't get a flat stomach. But once I changed my mindset, once I reprogrammed myself, suddenly I have a flat stomach, I have a small waist. Suddenly I'm improving my relationships, and I'm also improving my relationship with money too. So I'm able to attract it. So it first starts with awareness. That helps you to then go on to change and reprogram yourself. So that was step 1 of change, awareness. So step 2 of change is understanding. So after you've become aware of what you want to change, if it's your health, if it's your relationships, if it's money, you become aware of this aspect of your life that needs changing because it's not something you're happy with. Now you have to understand the gravity, how this has affected your life. So this is the how and the why. How this affects your life and why this affects your life. So it's delving deeper. It's getting further insight into exactly what you want to change about yourself. This is going a step deeper into understanding, okay, why did my parents have this perspective when it came to money? Why did my parents have this perspective when it came to relationships? Why did I have this perspective when it comes to this? And everything links back to yourself. So it's not just why do your parents have this, why do you have this? And this is where it begins. So you can just try and delve deeper into, okay, let me understand this. Like maybe it's because deep down there was fear involved. Maybe deep down there was a very strong desire for security. There may have been a very strong lack of worthiness or lack of feelings that has caused my parents to feel this way and then me to feel this way. So understanding is going the level deeper into not just what I want to change, but why it is the way it is. Understanding really helps you to change exactly what you want to change in your life. So first it's awareness, becoming aware. Then it's understanding what you have become aware of in depth. What is the underlying emotion? What is the underlying feelings that have caused you to act in this way so that you can actually change it? And that is a key part of change and changing your life. The third part of changing your life is dissociation. After you've become aware of what you want to change, you have now understood it deeper, and the deeper emotions, the deeper why behind the way you're acting, the way your parents have acted, the way that they acted, the way that you're showing up in the world, the way you are. Now you can dissociate from it. You can realize it isn't you, but it is your programming that you are showing up as, not actually you. See, our programming isn't part of our anatomy. It isn't part of us as human beings. Sometimes it can be part of us on a cellular level, but when it comes to actually who we are, our programming is not part of us. We can dissociate from it. So realizing that our programming, our verbal programming, our modeling programming, and our experiences that we've had is just a program that we can dissociate from. We step away from it. That is the next step to change. So separate yourself from the you that you don't like, or the thing that you want to change. So if you don't like how your body is, if you don't like how your finances are, separate yourself from it. Okay, this is me and this is my finances. This is me and this is my relationship. How can I now dissociate from it so that I can then go on to change it? Because I realize that this is not me. I can choose. And what this also links to is choosing in each second to choose something different. So when you're going through life, instead of acting from the programming and acting subconsciously and without awareness, you then act with awareness, you act with intention, and then that helps you with the dissociation, because in each second, in each moment, you choose that in this moment, I'm going to go with what I want rather than what my programming is. I'm going to go with the life I want for myself and the change I want rather than the programming. So for example, let me talk about relationships. If in that moment you have the desire, or it comes in you where you want to start arguing, you're used to arguing with your partner, or you're used to always complaining or always being upset about something, you can choose in that moment, when you feel that urge to start complaining or start arguing, you can pause and say, okay, no, in this moment, I'm going to choose not to argue, because I now have relationships where we don't need to argue. There's healthy discussions and healthy debates, but no arguing. And I have relationships where we have understanding, and we choose understanding over choosing just to react and just to just follow the programming that you've had as growing up. So that is the key. In the present moment, you choose to dissociate. So dissociation comes in each moment. And also you can, on a bigger scale, dissociate from your previous self and embody a new self. And when you embody that new self, you then act in that new way. So in each present moment, you choose, am I going to hold on to my programming, or am I going to let it go? That's what you want to do. Am I going to let it go? And you choose to let it go. That's the key. If you want to change your life, you have to choose to let it go. You can't say, okay, I'm going to hold on to the programming. You really have to let it go. And that might not be as easy as we think. So it's a process. You have to keep doing it over and over again. Every second, I'm letting it go. I'm letting go of the old way of doing and choosing a new way of doing. Another part to this, we're going to get onto the next part, which will help further with dissociation, is knowing how you want to now show up. That's going to help. Knowing exactly how you want to show up in the world is so pivotal when it comes to dissociation, because you know how now are you going to act in a new way. The new way you're going to be, it's already in you, so you can now act in that way. Because sometimes if you don't have anything new to replace the old, it's easy to just fall back into the old. So let's get on to the fourth point of how to change your life and any aspect of your life, which is the reprogramming. So reprogramming is when you've become aware of what aspect of your life you want to change. You understand it, and now you've dissociated from it. Now you want to create something new in yourself. You want to decide, and you want to just choose, okay, now I'm choosing something bigger and better for myself. Now I really want to change my life, and you have to reprogram yourself. You know, as children, we were programmed to act a certain way. Now we have to reprogram ourselves as older people if we really want to change any aspect of our life in a significant way. Because sometimes we can use a bit of willpower, do our best. It can only get us so far. If we want radical change, it comes from the 95%, the subconscious, the deeper programming. So yeah, that is where you have to be. So step forward, reprogramming. And reprogramming is on the three planes that we were programmed. So in the three areas that we were programmed, we have to reprogram. So verbal reprogramming, modeling reprogramming, and experiences reprogramming. So how we do this is in the area of life that you want to change. What you do is, for the verbal reprogramming, you start listening to people who have what you want. So if you have people who have the $1 billion business, you start listening to them. People who have the dream, desired, amazing, abundant, and full of love relationship, you listen to them. People who have the dream body, you watch them, you listen to them. You listen to what they say, what their mindsets are, what their attitudes are, their perspectives. You listen to them, and this can be through YouTube. YouTube is a great way to do this. Podcasts is a great way to do this. Books is a brilliant way to do this. You can listen to them on audio books or through Audible or Spotify. But you can also read their books too. Reading is like you're listening in your mind kind of when you read them. So any way that you can hear more of what you want is how you reprogram yourself verbally. As you're listening to all this new content, all these new people that are helping you to reprogram your mind, what you do is you touch your heart and you say, I am choosing, as you're doing this action, you touch your heart and you say, I am choosing to adapt new perspectives and new mindsets from what I'm hearing. I am choosing to support my new desire for happiness, for success, for love, for dream bodies, for dream skin, for dream face, for everything you want. You have to, as you're listening to this stuff, you actively say to yourself, I'm choosing to embody this. I'm choosing to have this for myself too. That is an amazing key to it. So yes, listening naturally will start to change you, but if you can actively say that affirmation, that declaration to yourself too, it adds a layer to it and helps you to start to decide within your mind that you are going to do this. You can put your hand on your heart. You can also point to your mind, is what it says in Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Point to your mind and tell yourself you're gonna make this happen. Touch your heart and tell yourself that I choose to have this better new life. I choose to change through what I'm hearing. So the second part of reprogramming is modeling. So just as we're listening to people who have what we want, who are living the lives that we want, we also watch them. So this can be again through YouTube, this can again through finding people, being in spaces where you see people who are doing what you desire to have. They are walking in it, they are embodied in it, they have these perspectives, these attitudes, these behaviors that have led to how their life is. So you can watch them. If your parents don't have this modeling, you have to find a new model so you can reprogram. So find the new model and hone in, focus on their content, focus on their lifestyle, look at everything they're doing, how they're showing up, and just soak it in. Let your eyes soak it in. So the last one was verbal, so it's your ears listening. So now your eyes need to soak it in too. Just as we did with the verbal one, with the modeling one, what we're saying, we're putting our hand in our heart and we're putting our finger, pointing our finger to our mind, and we're saying to ourselves, I am choosing from what I see to have this for myself. What I see, it lets me know that I can have this for me. So because someone else has this, I now choose that I get to have this. And you decide that I will have this. I decide I will get this, and I just choose to have this. So say those declarations to yourself, those affirmations to yourself as you're watching this stuff, as you're listening to this stuff. Just keep reaffirming it to your mind. Keep reaffirming it, and even when it feels like this feels far away, this desired life, you have to keep at it. It's persistence which carries you through. And then the final aspect of remodeling is experiences. So the experiences we have is what shapes us as people. So how we do this is, because we may not have experienced new things that can reprogram us, we choose to release any past experiences that are causing us to act in a certain way, and we choose to adopt new mindsets from what we hear and what we see, so that we can actually experience new things going forward, so we can create new experiences. So the key is letting go of old experiences so you can create new ones. So with the experiences one, the beautiful thing about our mind is sometimes our mind doesn't realize the difference between what's happening physically and what's happening in the mind. So a great way to actually experience the life you want is to meditate. So you close your eyes and you enter your mind's eye. You visualize yourself in that dream life. You visualize yourself having everything you want, having the financial abundance, having the dream relationship, having the dream body, having anything you want. You visualize that in your mind's eye through meditation. Put some calm music on and strengthen that mind's eye. Your brain doesn't know the difference between if that is happening in real life or if it's not, when your mind is experiencing it. So even though you may not have physically experienced it yet, your body and your mind is actually experiencing it when you close your eyes and you meditate. So creating new experiences can be done through meditation. So just to summarize how we're going to reprogram our mind. Verbal, what we hear. We're going to listen to the people who have what we have, and we're going to know that we can have it too. Modeling, we're going to watch the people, and we're going to know that because they have it, we can have it too. They have the dream relationship, they have the abundance, they have the big house, they have the lovely cars, they have the purposeful business, they have everything that we want. They have it. That means we can have it. We can watch them and it can reprogram our mind. And finally, we can close our eyes and we can now embody ourselves in that reality, that dream reality. And that will be a beautiful way for us to reprogram our mind. Remember, reprogramming is not a one-day thing. You have to keep doing it. So you have to keep listening to what you want in your life. You have to keep watching what you want in your life, and you have to keep visualizing through your mind's eye what you want to experience in your life. And this is an amazing way for you to reprogram your mind. So I'm going to summarize the 4 aspects of change. Number 1, awareness. Number 2, understanding. Number 3, dissociation. And then number 4 was reconditioning. So you want to become aware of what you want to change. You want to understand it on a deeper level. Dissociate from it, separate yourself. And then finally, you reprogram your mind so that you are overriding the previous conditioning with a new conditioning that's going to allow you to achieve everything you want in your life. This can be applied to all areas. All areas of your life, you need to reprogram it to get what you want. And I believe in you. Like, this has already changed my life in so many ways that I can't even imagine. Simply reprogramming my mind towards what I want, watching it, listening to it, and visualizing exactly what you want, and it will come. Be persistent with it, keep going, and you will 100% get it. You just have to keep going with reprogramming. Just as it took years for you to be this person, you know, I don't know how old you might be. You might be in your 20s, you might be in your teens, you might be in your 30s and beyond. That's years of time that it's taken you to be you. So expect to put in the groundwork to be a new you. Reprogramming takes a bit of time. But guess what? With the intention involved, you can collapse time and it can be quicker. You can achieve your dreams quicker. If you have strong intention behind it, just go for it and just put your head down, focus. Okay, I want that dream body. No fat on my stomach, small waist, lovely hips, big bum, whatever you want. I want that dream relationship. I want that amazing house, that car, that business, I want that financial abundance. You can have it. Just put your mind to it. Reprogram your mind into it as well. So remember what I said, 95% of us, 95% of what we do is subconscious. 5% is conscious. Use that 5% conscious now to unlock the 90% subconscious. And that is how you do it. And when you use your 5% conscious to become aware, you can reprogram the 90% subconscious, and that is really where it is. That is where it is. And honestly, this is how you change your life. I can't stress this enough. This is it. Reprogram your mind. Awareness, understanding, dissociation, and then you start the groundwork. You got to do it. Like, it's just work. Like, don't for 1 second think that it's easy to become the person that you're destined to be. Sometimes there are challenges, but you have to do it. This is like, read books to hear what other people have done, watch things that can inspire you, and now use your mind's eye, strengthen your internal voice, your internal eye to get what you want. And I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you can change your life. Everybody has this capability to change their lives. We all have it. We just have to tap into it. Tap into it. Have willpower. Know that it can happen for you. Know that it will happen for you. Decide that it's going to happen for you. And you go out there and you do it. And that is how you change your life. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope that you're going on to change your life, because you are going to have you to thank. No one else. You can thank the people who you watched, who helped you to recondition yourself and reprogram yourself. You can thank them too. But at the end of the day, it was you who took the action. You who took the action to watch. You who took the action to listen. You took the action to create new experiences for yourself through your mind. Everything starts with you, your internal. So start the work. I believe in you. You can do it. And off you go. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, follow your purpose, be a light in this world, and I'm sending you lots of love and peace.